honors chemistry.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, but it's still the same. Guess what? It's still the same, you know.
I had a couple of those too. But elected and teachers and AB's campaign, and I'm not committed to showing up.
Yeah. How hard is it to fix the picture, right?
Yeah.
I kind of feel like this. Whatever.
Yeah. So his priorities,
Yeah. You got out of high school.
Is there anybody in here? I'm not convinced. I am not convinced whatsoever. Ermigerd. All right, let's get some more people in here before we start talking about some of the news that has been very controversial in the last couple of days regarding a video I put up on Tuesday, and that is, of course, that of the Steambox, the Valve console. We got news on the Ubuntu phone, the Intel phone, 4K TVs. We've got all your information that you need, and we've got a lot more. We've got a whole lot more we've got to cover. This expo convention is so freaking big, it's not even funny. You have to take buses to get in between the venues. It is spread out all over Vegas. It is at the Venetian, it is at the Las Vegas Hotel, it is at the Convention Center, which is well over 1 million square feet. I think I said 1.2 million square feet of expo and exhibitor space. It is crazy. And right now I am at the what they call the Central Hall, and this is where all of your major vendors are. You've got Sony, Nikon, LG, Panasonic, and gadgets right back there behind me. I'm telling you right now, this is just absolutely mind-blowing at how big it is. And I think right now I am the biggest little guy on YouTube, bringing you probably one of the only live streams aside from CNET and Engadget and those guys. So I don't believe that the comments are going to update as live as I'd like them to. So if you can see down below in the description, I said use Twitter and hashtag JayzTwoCents. I guess I didn't put the actual hashtag in there. Let's fix that. And if you got questions, anything you guys want to know, ask me. But I have a feeling a lot of you guys are really wanting the inside scoop on what I was given regarding XI3's Piston/Steambox. You've got giants on YouTube like Woody's Gamertag who are sitting at home while I'm here talking to them in person, touching it, and having discussions with the owners of the company, and that they want to then tell me that I don't have the inside scoop. All right, buddy, listen. You're at home, I'm here. So let's go ahead and get these questions coming in here. I've got lots and lots of. So I'm going live at 9:10 p.m. What? Let's go in there and fix that. How could that be? I said 1:10 p.m. And if it's 9:10 where you are, then maybe it's correct. Maybe it's not. And again, if you ask your question here on YouTube, no guarantees that I'm going to actually see it, because YouTube comment streaming and updating is very, very, very poor. Ubu, I don't know what's up with you, man. The links were there the other day when you said you couldn't see the username. And I am looking right now at my stream, and it says starts 1:10 p.m., ends 2 p.m. So I don't know. You want to check? Maybe your. I don't know. I don't even know what to tell you to check, but it's correct on here, buddy. I think Linux is lying to you, my friend. We've got 7 people in here. I know we can get more in here before I really start dropping some bombs here about the. Yes, JayzTwoCents at, or hashtag JayzTwoCents at CES. No, just Jayz at CES, mister. Look at the descriptador. Holy crap, tweets are coming in quick. There's got to be more than the 7 viewers it says it has. Can somebody tell me what it actually says? And Pink Guy, if you don't like the mic, you're more than welcome to buy me one, or leave, whichever you want. I don't know how many of you people think it's easy to do a live stream on location like this. It's quite an interesting setup here. So if you don't like it, no, too bad. Seriously. Okay, so TGB Kyle wants to know what the drama is that went down regarding these Steambox on the Piston. Well, XI3 is a company that's been around for a while, making these very teeny tiny, like 4-inch by 6-inch PCs, very very small, and it was rumored that it was going to be the next console, or the Steambox, or AKA Piston. It's gone by a few different names, and the question is whether or not that was the next Steambox. And so I took video and pictures of it, and then you guys started responding, saying, "Hey, that's the new that's the new console." So I went, "Wait a minute, I hadn't actually heard that news." So I went back and asked them, which at that point they said, "I'll talk out about it." He says, "I'll tell you everything you want to know, but you've got to put down the camera. We can't do it on camera." And I went, "Okay." So naturally, all the information that I started putting out was without proof of the when it comes to the actual Steambox, the way that they said it was that it was a strategic investment by Steam, and we all know that Steam already invested into the XI3. But they were walking around with hats on that said Piston, and I don't know. They said that it's something that you can expect to see very soon, and so they didn't give me a time frame. They didn't say how soon. But the smile went from ear to ear when I said, the rumor is that this is the next console. And, here's the way I look at it. Steam is a software company. Steam does not make hardware. And Steam is not about to try and, in my opinion, take a crack at becoming a hardware company overnight and have a success. So I believe that they may have bought the actual hardware and the design off of XI3, because the way that it sounded like it was going down was that Steam was going to become a major partnered owner into the company in order to develop the Steambox. But it may not look the same. It may not be in the same case, but the internals are very clearly going to be that type of modular design. They want to do a modular, upgradable console over time. But one of the things is, okay, so what makes this an actual console when it runs a full-fledged operating system on it? Again, it's one of those things where it would probably be launched with a proprietary operating system, like the Big Picture or something like that. But the debate was whether or not the $1,000 price point was going to be it, or the $300 price point. I can guarantee you, the $300 PC that they're offering right now is not going to be capable of running the games that they're claiming that it is, because the way that they described the higher end model was that it was like an A10 AMD equivalent, and it is running an AMD chip in it. I'd really like to get your questions here, but the stream does not want to update. And then we've got Holiday Doc saying CES is going to ban and block Rampage on YouTube for people uploading content that booths are giving out, not the directors. Well, there's nothing here at CES that isn't allowed to get out. That's why they have private booths set up. They have private press areas where only the press are invited in, and those are the guys who are getting to release the information, like Corsair's brand new keyboard. I actually got to see that and play with that. Didn't get to take any photos or videos of it, so I'm not worried. Doc, thanks for your concern. However, it's under control.
I subscribe because our company has a women's fashion line, okay, here. And so,
check Twitter here and see what you guys are saying.
Yeah, we have
yes, which is the tech side of it. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, it doesn't look like it was used yet. Alright guys, start tweeting your questions. I'm only going to be on here for a little bit. This is very interesting setup I have going here. Okay, so what's some of the news coming from NVIDIA except the Shield? I went directly. They're broken up into different compartments of the booth. They have their GTX, they have their Shield, they have Grid, and all of that stuff set up. And they also had, again, a private press area where they were getting some of the inside scoop. I did ask about the GTX 700 series. Naturally, they said that there's no information that they're giving out on this. And in fact, even with the Shield, they were very secretive, which makes me wonder if that's the reason why they called it Shield, was because of the fact that he wouldn't give me a price, he wouldn't give me availability. All he would tell me was that it was a streaming device, which I kind of became a little bit disappointed with at that point, because I personally don't like streaming games because of the latency and the lag. But he talks about the fact that it can play BF3 and whatnot, so it just becomes a video stream. But I don't know. I personally wasn't too impressed with the Shield. It's not very comfortable. It's not too heavy, but I don't know if the design on it's going to improve. I doubt it, since that's what the way they released it. I'm not too impressed with the Shield. But no, what I've already reported on is what you're going to get regarding NVIDIA. NVIDIA held their keynote already. There's nothing new. And the keynote was all about the Shield. I did actually corner them. I cornered them and said, hey, I want to know, explain to me why the 7970 new drivers are now beating up on the 680. And he did tell me that there's drivers that are already been released for the 680 that apparently took the top spot back from AMD. I haven't tried it yet. If anyone out there has a 680, go and give it a shot. I haven't even looked up any of the new benchmarks, so I couldn't tell you. But they claim to have the top spot again for the single GPU performance and taking it back from the 7970. What was I looking forward to most at CES? I haven't even gotten there yet. I'm looking forward most to Google's concept, as well as Audi's on the self-driving car. I want to find out. I really want to ask them about fail-safes and safety procedures and what they have in place to take such a technology and make it safe on a road system that's not designed for self-driving cars. So what can they do? I did see a booth where they were talking about proximity awareness in cars for these self-driving vehicles, so that they're constantly speaking to other cars nearby, and they always have a like digital 3D map in their computer that tells them where the other vehicles are to keep them safe. But that doesn't do anything for pedestrians. Do I think we'll see transparent computer screens? There is a transparent TV here, and I'm going to be bringing you a news coverage on that. I'm going to be doing an interview. It's over at the LG booth, but they do have a transparent TV LCD. So it actually looked really good. I showed you one momentarily at the video I did yesterday for the recap of day 2 at CES, and the other one I looked at was very kind of pale. Obviously it was very translucent, so it lost a lot of its color brightness. But this one here, it looks like when the screen turns on, it's very vivid, it's very dense. But yet when the screen turns off, it looks like almost like a mirror in a way, but it's completely transparent. I was actually at that booth when I left to come back here and do this quick live stream. Alright, let's see. I really wish the stream would update. Let's see what we got here. If you guys are asking questions in the stream, again, because I'm on a 4G hotspot here, it's not... what was the new mobile console I hear about? There's a few mobile consoles here, actually. Some of them I had never even heard of. It's over at the South Convention Hall right now. I'll probably make my way back there tomorrow. There's still the North Hall I haven't even touched yet, and we're already halfway through day 3. So we're running out of time quickly. A lot of these new mobile consoles I'm seeing, though, are all based on streaming. I think as the wireless connections and the 4Gs and the LTEs is maturing and the speeds are increasing, they're looking more and more at doing streaming-based gaming rather than hardware console handheld type. I mean, that's what the Shield is from NVIDIA. It is a streaming console. When you have an actual pure gaming console or handheld like the Razer Edge, you get at a ridiculous price point that goes along with it. That $1,299 for a gaming tablet that's not even 1080p. If you ask me, it's a bit ridiculous on the price. What has AMD shown this year? I haven't made it to the AMD booth yet. I spent probably the last hour and a half at the Intel booth. Got a nice interview there regarding the Lenovo phone, the Intel-based, their new mobile chips, which are running off their Atom-based processor. A lot of people were wondering what the actual processor core architecture was going to look like. It's not an i7 or an i5. It's running on the Atom. It was very impressive, but that was a nice interview. Looking forward to putting that up tonight, up on the channel. I asked about Haswell. They were only willing to really talk about Ivy Bridge. Yeah, but you know how companies like Intel are. They want the spotlight regarding that type of technology releasing, so they're going to hold their own press event whenever they do actually release Haswell. All the tablets and everything here are Ivy Bridge based, so there is no Haswell on display whatsoever. What is the best thing I've seen at CES? Oh man. Really, I'm really impressed with the waterproofing technology for electronics. It's too bad that it's something that will probably never make it mainstream or become factory applied to any of our electronics, because a lot of device insurance companies would probably see a tremendous reduction in claims, which is what makes them money. Because people wouldn't be meeting the claim, because one of the most common damages are 1, cracked screens, and 2, water damage. And with the Gorilla Glass 3 here, and the toughness of the Gorilla Glass 3, as well as Samsung revealing the bendable screen in the near future, we're going to be looking at a lot less screen breakage due to dropping. If you add this with the waterproofing, insurance would be real. Like companies like Assurion would probably end up shaking. Have I seen Sony's booth? What do they have? Nope. In fact, the rest of my party was at the Sony booth when I came over here to do the stream. It's as far away from here as you can get. It's all the way in the back of this convention hall, and you got to understand the size of this convention center. Like I said, the convention center alone is 1 million square feet. Jay, I have an AMD 77. Do I get another 77 or a new graphics card? 7770 is really towards the bottom end there. So, I don't know if the 7770 would be really worth crossfiring, but yeah, I've gotten some free samples. They're all back at the hotel right now. I haven't really gotten too much today, but the central hall that I'm in right now is where all of the tech giants are. I do have one company that's going to be sending me. It's that Tilt company. They're going to be sending me one of those mobile charging stations, as well as a really neat windshield mount for your phone that runs entirely. It's entirely based off of a non-residue sticky compound, and they're going to be sending me one of those, and possibly one of the backpacks. There's a mic company. Or it's not really a mic company, but it's a electronics company that's developing electronics right now that I'm going to be in. I'm going to be actually helping with the R&D of a shotgun-style microphone that's designed for YouTubers that would work both with cameras, point-and-shoots, as well as laptops and full recording studios, so that you can have a single mic solution. And looking forward to participating in the R&D on that. It's a company that's actually right near my house, so I'm not going to have to go too far to go and see their lab. How much were those Tilt bags? They ranged in price. He said they started at $99, and they went up to as high as, I think he said, $169. It really depends on the features of the bag as well as the size of the battery. It's going to have multiple size batteries to go along with it. And Boogie's made it in here, so I hope to see a nice increase in viewers here. I'll probably have to go back over my Steambox discussion now that Boogie's in here, but the bottom line when it comes to the Xi3 and the Steambox is Xi3 has definitely pioneered the microcomputer, and I don't think the Steambox is going to look anything like the Piston, but I believe it's going to support Xi3's internals. That's the thing. Steam is a software company. They are not a hardware company. They are not going to be able to build, jump into the hardware game and build anything that is going to be, constructed by them. They're going to outsource it. And Xi3 is already established. They're already there. And Steam has made a very large contribution to the Xi3 company. And rumors have it that it's even taken up a part ownership into the company, and so a lot of people saying that this is not the Steambox. This is not the Steambox. We're all just gonna have to wait and see. The components are there. The components are perfect. It's more than likely going to look different, obviously, because Steam is going to want it to look unique and something that's going to fit into their particular style. But I'm telling you right now, based on the conversations that I had, the Xi3 internals is the Steambox, and they're working on a operating system to ship with it. Obviously, it's going to more than likely be the big picture is going to be the operating system, but they want it to be a lot like Xbox, where it's going to be you're going to be able to do a lot of things on it, like Netflix and live streaming and everything else. But I think it's realistic that Sony is going to put the 7970 in the PS4. I haven't made it over to Sony yet. And I mean, these are the kind of questions I'm going to ask them. When you guys give me a question, I'm going to I take it directly to. I put them on the spot. Sometimes they've asked me to stop recording because they don't like the questions that I'm asking. So we'll see where that goes. All right, let's check Twitter here. What do I think of the smartwatch? Which one? There's a few here. There's actually a few smartwatches here. You have to tell me exactly which one. I have not seen the e-ink screen, by the way. Is there anything I'm 100% sure on buying when it comes out? Oh boy. I did an interview on OtterBox regarding their new charging cell phone case. It's a bit pricey. It's $129. I haven't put up the interview yet because I have to try and work on the audio. He wasn't very loud, so it was very difficult to understand him. But it's a I think he said 2800 milliamp battery pack. But the cool thing about it is the fact that it's not like conventional battery packs from like Mophie or some of the other companies out there where it just drains the battery down and then it keeps the phone at 100% while it's draining the battery pack, and then it runs off the phone battery. What it does is the phone's at 100%, and when the phone drops down to 99, it will pull 1% back from the battery pack, bring the phone back to 100%, and then shut off the battery pack. So it's constantly going 99, and then back to 100, and then the battery pack will just drop down slowly, and it runs off of an app. There's an app that actually controls the battery pack, which allows you to set up profiles and different things that you want it to do. It also shows you a real-time meter of percentages between the two batteries, and it gives you a down-to-the-minute expectation of how long your battery is going to last and what time the battery will die. And since I do a lot of on-location shooting, I do a lot of the vlogging and stuff, I'm in the market for a battery pack, and I'm really interested in this OtterBox. So maybe I'll put up that interview tonight. I haven't decided yet. Again, I have to work on the audio because it's not too great. Let's see. Is there going to be a better firewall? Cisco is here. Unfortunately, when I went up to Cisco, it's one of those companies that, again, they only want to have certain people in there, so it's private. It was closed off, but they were talking about cloud-based firewalls, cloud-based security, as well as client-based firewall and security. See, Boogie wants to know about that nanotech waterproofing, by the way. Was that shit for real? Yeah, it's for real. In fact, there's several vendors here that are sporting that exact same technology. If you go back and look at my day one recap of CES, you'll see that one of the companies has a display set up where they have an iPad and a Samsung and an iPhone and an LG phone, I think. It's a whole bunch of phones, and they have like a waterfall, just like constantly falling on the device, as well as like an aquarium tank below it. And they were, they wanted you to come up and just dunk the stuff in there. And I'm telling you right now, it's 100% real. At one point, I saw a galaxy that was put in the water, kind of like the screen kind of flickered for a second, but it came back. My question to them, which they didn't answer, was about the if this is designed to be under constant use, or is this kind of like a 1 or 2 time use where once it's exposed to the element, if it's going to wear off. So because it's a gas, it's not actually a solid. It is a gas, and apparently it's creating a barrier between the electronics and the water. So I don't know exactly how that works. The shitty part about it is the fact that this isn't something you and I can buy and just apply to our device. The device had to be completely disassembled and every component individually coated with this stuff. And what they're looking at doing here is selling the technology. They're not looking at selling the application to us as consumers. They want somebody to come in and buy the technology and start using it with their own particular products. And somebody just popped up back there and is now on the live stream. The wife that doesn't exist now just walked away. Anyway, yeah, I think it's really, really cool. Water damage, I guess I said earlier, is probably one of the most common types of damage done to our mobile devices. Frank the Wallace wants to know, am I going to get Samsung's 110-inch TV? I'd have to get a 110-inch wall first. What do I think about Micron's new terabyte class SSD? I think it's amazing. I was talking to them about it. He was talking about 1,200 megabytes per second read-write speeds. The price on it, though, my God, it's going to take a... Do I think bendable phones are going to be released this year? There was already a booth here that was demonstrating their bendable phone. It wasn't Samsung, even though Samsung's the one that's building the bendable screen. At the keynote yesterday, they displayed some pretty neat concept applications for that with a rollout screen, so the phone almost looked like a tube, and then you can pull out the screen, and when you're done, put it back, as well as a really neat, like almost like a wallet. They're talking about building an entirely new class of mobile device where it's think of a flip phone, but it's about the size of the Galaxy when it's closed, and you have a Galaxy style screen on the front, like the S3 or maybe the Note, but you flip it open, and then you get a bigger screen on the inside, and it's a foldable screen, so you switch between the two. They also demonstrated the concept of a wrappable screen, where the screen would wrap around the side of the device, and it's nice and contoured, so that when the device is closed, you would have like a thin strip. You know how at the top of your Androids, your iPhones, you get your notification bar, and something comes in, and you can see the text along the top. Well, the idea about that is, as you have your device like this, on the edge of the device, you would be able to read and see notifications without actually opening up your device. It was actually very, very cool. It says, I heard PS4 can't play used games. Is that true? I haven't made it over to Sony yet. We all know about the rumors when it comes to their patent about blocking used games and stopping the used game market. Go over to Boogie2988's channel with Francis's rant about that. Granted, it was a rant. It was a persona. Every word of it was absolutely true on the way we should feel about that as consumers. I've talked about this in an earlier Tech Addiction about the movie market, where manufacturers and production companies were looking at blocking the selling of used movies, which really sucks because of the fact that actually, I take that back. It was about the selling of used electronics, and companies like Sony wanting to get their hands on that money that takes place between private sales and getting a royalty on that, which I don't think is right, because once you've already sold the product, they've made their money. Why should they get multiple incomes on the same product? It's a little bit different than what Sony was trying to do with the used game market, but I don't know. It really pisses me off because it's going to put a lot in the time right now when the economy around the world is definitely garbage. The last thing you want to do is try and close off the private sector because I mean they're going to shoot themselves in the foot because people are no longer going to be buying used games or new games. I'm sorry, because new games are just too expensive for a lot of people to buy. I mean, $29 for an old game, $49 to $69 or $59, $69 for a new game. A lot of people can't afford that, so they're just going to stop buying games. And companies like Sony are their greed is going to ultimately it's going to kill the gaming market. I'm going to refresh the stream here. I'm not getting any updates. It's charging right now. I'm at 100% though. You want to plug your phone in? Okay. No, 110 inch screen. I answered that. All right. What do we got here? Was the Steam box there? Okay, Carlos. I have a feeling this is one I'm going to be talking about a lot. It's the discussion between XI3's micro PC and whether or not that's the new Steam box. The debate is whether or not it is the next console. And the information that I was given says that Steam it's public. Everybody knows that Steam made an investment into XI3. Based on the information that I was given, the internals of the XI3 are certainly going to be the internals of the Steam box. But however, the casing of the Steam box will probably be something custom designed for Steam. Steam is not a hardware company. Everyone's coming at me saying, no, Steam's going to make their own. Steam's going to make their own. Steam said they're going to make their own. Steam is not a hardware company. Steam has to outsource that to somebody who's already developed the hardware. And that company is XI3. In fact, all of the reps walking around there weren't willing to even say the word piston to me, but all of their hats said piston on it. So you take that for what you will. Has Razer shown any new computers? All they showed was an update to their Razer Blade. A very pricey $2,499 gaming laptop that only comes with a 660M. Complete waste of money in my opinion. When he was demonstrating, I don't remember which game he was demonstrating. God. I think it was. I don't even care. The game he was demonstrating actually looked quite laggy to me, 30 to 40 frames per second at best. So I mean, it's a neat computer, but for the price, oh god, no way. Is it free to get into CES? It depends on who you are. I got in for free, but CES is not open to the public. Yeah, Boogie wants to kill Gabe if it's not in a companion cube. Have at it. Oh, yeah, Dishonored. Thank you, Johan. It was Dishonored he was playing, and what's funny about that is the fact that it looked like it ran better on the tablet than it did on the PC. Then again, the tablet wasn't running 1080. I think it was like 768 is what it was running it at. Let's see what other comments we got here. Make sure look at the Twitter. Looks like I failed on the Twitter link down there, didn't I? Let me fix that Twitter link. It's going to be better for you to tweet your questions to me because the YouTube streams are garbage when it comes to the comment updating. So I get it like 5 minutes after you guys say it. Probably till 2, 1:40 right now. Okay, I just updated the comments there. That is my Twitter, minus the exclamation point. Fail, Jesus. There. Okay, use that link down in the comments and tweet me a question if you want a question answered. What is my thoughts about Project Shield? I don't know. I can't formulate a real response to that yet for two reasons. One, he wouldn't give me pricing on it. So I can't formulate a thought on it until I know how much it is, because it's all face it, everything around here is based on price. And so if it's $200, okay, great, that's awesome. If it's $700, no, hell no. Yeah, fart guy. Good name. Yeah, the Razer Blade was entirely overpriced, and I was thoroughly disappointed with it. I did get an interview about the Razer Blade. Maybe I'll put that up tonight so you guys can see. I'm completely independent here. I'm not gonna sugarcoat any interviews here. I'm gonna show you guys exactly what it is, and you can see it did not perform very well whatsoever. And it was $500 less than that Sager notebook that I reviewed last year. And the Sager came with a 680M and did absolutely amazing. Did the stream freeze? Are we still live? LTE for the loss? Okay, we're live. What do I think about the NVIDIA Grid? I think it's a neat concept. Like I said earlier in the stream, I think a lot of things are moving towards cloud-based, not just your storage or your. Ultraviolet's here. They're really pushing the. The cloud-based. They're trying to get away from what Apple has been doing with iTunes, and so you see a lot of things are launching now Blu-ray-wise that have ultraviolet and don't come with a digital copy, because the idea here is that you should be able to watch it on all your devices. The problem with the way digital copy works is a lot of them require that you use iTunes, and once you download it onto one device, there was a while there you couldn't even download it onto other devices because of the fact that they wanted you to that DRM content. So ultraviolet says you can keep an entire storage of all your movies online and stream it to any device. So that's what they're doing now with gaming, and that's the concept of Grid. Grid, you can take any game that you already own, store it in the cloud, and play it on the Shield, which is nothing more than a tablet that has a controller attached to it, and play any PC game, any console game on a wireless device. Hi, Josh. How does the 4K TV look like? I saw that today. I walked up to it with my wife, and I kind of went. I was looking at it, and it was incredibly sharp. Obviously, I mean, it was so sharp. They were demonstrating a what was that? Was that Panasonic we were looking at? Okay, I was looking at Panasonic's first, and then I went to LG, and LG had like at least 100 of these things hooked up into a 3D wall. That was amazing. Two things regarding the 4K TV. One, it's incredibly expensive. It's like a 46-inch TV. You were looking at like $5,000, $6,000, and that was cheap. I mean, that's cheap for it. I mean, some of these guys are just displaying 100-inch screens that are running for $20,000, $30,000. But it's almost too sharp for me. It takes away a lot of. I mean, let's face it. You take a lot of post-processing on movies, and what happens is they will add grain and they will add some fuzziness to it. Holy shit! I just got a lot of tweets. Sorry, guys. They'll add some fuzziness and some grain to it to give it kind of a gritty feel. But then you take something that's this sharp, and when you have a company that's added grain to it, like let's just look at the Batman series, for instance, they've added grain to that. The grain is too sharp. You can actually see where the overlay of the grain was put onto the video. And so what that really does to me, it makes me feel like it's going to put a lot of stress on post-production and special effects artists, because the special effects are now going to start looking very fake. Kind of like how the 120 hertz TV first debuted, 10 years ago, whatever it was. Maybe not quite 10, but it made things look a lot less believable, in my opinion. So I don't know what 4K is going to do when it comes to the special effects field, but in my opinion, it was too sharp, way too sharp. Fusion Fall Boy, I can't answer that right now on the stream, man. That's just too in depth of an answer. The Ouya, I haven't seen it. I've been looking. It's not. I guess rumors said it was here. I don't see it. Then again, since it's a Kickstarter-based company, one of the requirements to get into CES is you have to be a company that's already established and have sold a product to even qualify to apply. So if it's not released yet, you can't. If you don't have pre-release product, you can't get into CES. Hi, Terminal. Okay, let's check the Twitter. Going to see the tweets, and there is a lot of them. Okay, we'll start from the. Am I seeing somebody's booth? Okay, anything 100% buy? What did I think of the smartwatch? It was pretty cool. There was a lot of features of it. It ran off a little version of Android. It had the one I looked at had a little camera on it, and you could do like video calling on it. It had all sorts of things, and it was almost like it was at the health summit too. It could measure your heart rate. It could measure all sorts of things. It was really neat. I didn't get a price on it though. What are my thoughts on the Illuminate Glass keyboard? I haven't seen it, Frank. Do I think the cloud gaming concept will replace $2,000 PC gaming? I don't think so, because the way that they described it is in order to get that stream through the cloud, it's still having to run ultimately on a PC. So I'm not clear on whether or not that means you have to have a PC that's capable of running these games, or if it's gonna, once you save the game to the cloud, if their servers are going to be doing all the rendering and streaming. It's, to me, the cloud and like the grid sounds more like a gateway to disperse the signal to your devices rather than actually being the host of the gaming experience. So I don't know about that one yet. I'm going to have to get some more clarification. What is my PC specs? You can go to my main channel page and look at the info on the right. Click that little drop down and it'll give you the specs to my PC. Intel said they might not talk about Intel TV. Did you happen to catch any info on that? I didn't, because I was at the Intel booth and had just finished an interview with them about the Lenovo and the Intel Atom processor for smartphones and devices, and looked at the time and practically ran over here to this Samsung station, charging station, to be able to do my live stream. What did I think about the Microsoft CES conference? I didn't see it. I was more interested in Samsung's keynote. Is there any Xbox stuff here? I haven't made it to the Microsoft booth yet, but the Microsoft booth is in here, and I've only seen maybe a third of this conference so far, and even the third that I've seen, I missed a lot of stuff. What do I think about the AMD 8350? I think it's a good processor for the money. Why am I white? I thought Jay's was black. They thought I was black. Have you ever watched my channel, bro? Oh, Jay-Z? Yeah, well, I can't rap, so sorry to disappoint. Did I see the table computer for $1,699? Yeah, I saw it. I saw plenty of videos of it, but I think we're well beyond the table computer, in my opinion. AMD or Intel? Depends on how much money you got. JayzTwoCents, how are you streaming from there? A laptop, a 4G hotspot, a built-in webcam, and a cheap-ass microphone. And I'm using. A lot of you guys are saying, why am I not seeing stuff on Twitter regarding video and stuff? This is what I'm taking all of my video with right here. So it takes time to take this back to the hotel and render it and stuff. I haven't made it to bed before midnight any day that I've been here yet, and so when I leave here, usually I end up going back to the hotel and spending the rest of the evening rendering and getting everything together. Haven't seen Google's booth yet. In fact, I don't even know where they are yet. I really, really want to go and see the self-driving car. That's what I really want to see. $300, AMD or Intel. If you have $300, go Intel. Get a 3770K. Someone's asking about pizza. It has nothing to do with CES. Okay, guys, I'm only streaming for 10 more minutes. Get your questions in, and then I'm shutting this thing down. 20K for TV, yes. Yeah, the first LCDs were, they were like small too. They were like 32-inch TVs that were $20,000 back in 2000. What does Sennheiser have? Sennheiser is in the first. They're in the first hall that we went to yesterday. I didn't stop by their booth. I plan on trying to get back to that particular hall before this event is over. If I don't, but they had a lot of stuff there. That microphones, a lot of wireless technologies were there. Of course, Darkness Direct. I'm having a ton of fun here in Vegas. This is going to become an annual thing for me. Now that I'm in, I am always in. And my goal, and I need you guys' help with this, is I want to get into those press areas. Guys like Linus Tech Tips and whatnot, they're getting in there. And they're doing it because of their exposure to YouTube. And even Samsung mentioned how YouTube is the driver for technology. YouTube allows anybody to say anything they want, and more people are getting out on YouTube than any sort of advertising, period. So they are really driving for mobile connectivity to get guys like me and Linus Tech Tips. Any of the major YouTubers can now get online through their phone and such. So they're trying to make things a lot more connected. So now they have the Galaxy camera, which has full operating system Android on it, which allows me to take a high definition video, edit it right on the camera, and wirelessly throw it up to YouTube. So they're recognizing that YouTube is the future driver of technology and awareness. And so my goal through 2013 is to grow enough in YouTube to get to where I can get a press pass and get backstage with some of these companies and get you guys some real information. So I've added a resolution in 2013 to see just how far I can grow this channel. That way I can make a reality of next year getting behind these booths and getting into these private suites. I did manage to actually finagle my way into Corsair's private suite. I mean, it was at the Hotel of the Venetian. It was up in a private room, and I managed to get in there and get hands-on with some stuff that I wasn't even allowed to see. I guess simply because, again, it was one of those things he didn't want to let me in, but you mentioned YouTube, and they're like, okay, come on in. So, again, and that's my goal in 2013. Boogie wants to know, let's see, where'd your tweet go? Come on. Boogie wants to know, what's your most highly recommended item I've seen so far? Anything everyone needs. Definitely the waterproofing. The waterproofing electronic device. Or the waterproofing technology, unfortunately, I don't think is ever going to make it mainstream because it puts too many companies at a loss of revenue. Because one of two things are going to happen. They're going to make it so expensive to put this on the device and to buy the device, knowing they're not going to get replacements due to water damage. They're going to want to make up that cost through a huge markup on the technology. Or two, the insurance companies that insure these devices are going to make it astronomically expensive to insure their device because they know that they're not going to get those claims in for water. So that has got to be one of the coolest things I've seen here at CES. Is I would take a phone or a tablet and just stick it underwater. He was talking about the benefits of those people who are addicted to their cell phones. And if you go watch my cell phone addiction video, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Where you can just take a shower with your phone. I think it's a little bit extreme, but hey, if that's how you want to use it. Did I see the virtual reality hardware yet? Not yet, my friend. There's just so much here to see. What's my opinion on the Steam box? Will it rid console gaming for good? No, nothing will rid console gaming for good. Console gaming is there for a reason. It fills a gap between PC and handheld. Some people, including myself, want to just go sit in the living room, turn on the TV, and just have it instantly turn on and play a game. I don't always want to go sit at my desk or at my computer. I don't think console gaming is going anywhere. In fact, console gaming is only going to evolve. Oh, you know what? Someone asked about Xbox earlier. I did get to see a demonstration of the of Microsoft's augmented reality technology that they kind of preluded to in their 720 demonstration, or their little presentation. Okay. I can't really. You guys might be able to see it back there. This is like some sumo guys walking around dancing. Who is that? I can't show you guys that. Okay. Sorry, got a little sidetracked there by a bunch of sumo dancing disco. Okay. What I was saying is I got to see a demo of that augmented reality where it takes your screen and it extends it beyond the screen with the lighting effect. So it's like an immersion, immersion field where if you're getting shot, the whole room would start flashing at you, or fire would go on the wall, sort of thing. And that was really cool. I really liked that. Stop asking about pizza. I'm not answering you. Console gaming will die a little if they decide to block used games. Yeah, but that's not the console maker's fault. That's the publisher's fault of the games. So be mad at them. Have I seen anything from BlackBerry? Black who? If me and my wife are here, where is my girl then? Where is our daughter? I'll get back to you on that one. Is she in the trunk? Okay, guys, 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes. And also, I mentioned it on my vlog channel, which I know probably none of you have seen because nobody watches the vlogs, and that's perfectly okay. I am giving away a brand new AMD A10 3870K processor. It's an FM2 socket, I believe. Sorry. And I'm going to be giving that away sometime when I return from CES. So you have to be following me on Twitter, and you have to be subscribed to my technology channel. That's this one right here, JayzTwoCents. Hit the subscribe button. It's right under the video. You can't miss it. If you want a chance at winning that processor, then you better subscribe now. Did I see Intel's perceptual computing? I think it might have been in their closed portion of their Intel booth. I walked all over the Intel booth, and I didn't see it. I've said it earlier, my favorite product is by far the waterproofing concept for electronic devices. And that's not something that would work just for cell phones. It works for anything electronic. So if you fly RC cars or RC planes, or fly RC cars, if you drive RC cars and fly RC planes, you could waterproof your servos, or not your servos, but your speed controls and your receivers. And now you can go take your electric cars out into the rain and not even worry about it. How many big YouTubers have I seen at CES? Haven't seen too many of them, but people who I know are here. Lamar Wilson from Wilson Tech 1 is here. Linus Tech Tips is here. Shay Carl is here. iJustine is here. Her sister Jenna Azaric is here. Fwiz is here. There's actually a lot of YouTubers here. Waterproof your laptop there. 4 more minutes, guys. Let's get these questions in here because I'm going to shut this thing down and you guys are not going to see me again. Ever. I'm going to get lost. I'm going to stay. I don't want to leave. I'm going to strap myself to a pole with duct tape. If you loved me, you would duct tape me to a pole and not let me leave. Oh, I want that. Give me that. I want this lanyard. Look at this lanyard. Look at this. It's like I'm at a rave. You guys can't really tell, but it's flashing. Make it slower. When am I going home? I'm leaving Friday. How am I enjoying CES 2013 in general? Oh my God, it's if you're trying to report on CES like I am, it's a hell of a lot of work. Whereas, I feel bad for the people in my group because of the fact that at the end of the day, they want to go out and do things, but I'm stuck in the hotel recording editing until like 11:30 at night, and our days start early. Yesterday started at 6 a.m. and I think I hit the bed at like 12:30 at night. So it was they're long days, but man, you look back there and you just walk forever. Hey F34, if you want to know about the Steambox, you're gonna have to rewatch the stream. I've already talked about it about 4 times, mostly because of the fact that it's so controversial and there's been so much discussion on it already on my tweets from day one. So do me a favor, rewatch the stream. You'll see it. It's one of the first things I discuss, maybe 10 minutes into it, and you'll get some of that information there. Adam Johnson says, hey. Yeah, it's fine that you just got in. I've been streaming since about 1:10. I'm going to stop the stream in like 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Last chance for questions. Checking Twitter. There is a game summit today. I don't think I'm going to make it to it, though, unfortunately. Sorry, guys, because it's a whole different hall. It's like a half mile from here. It's an all-day thing. Then maybe I will make it to the... Okay, there's 6 speakers, there's 4 panels, and it's called the Game Summit, and it's all about the future and technologies of gaming. And I need to make my ass over there, but there's just so much to see. And this is going to be an annual thing. I will be here every single year. Like I said, now that I'm in the system, and I can come whenever I want for free. And tickets for late registration is, I think, $250. But again, it's not open to the public. I had one guy say, "Oh, I just walk right in there." No, you're not. There is security here like you wouldn't believe. There are some little old ladies here that will hit you with their cane, I swear. Let's see. It's 2 o'clock. Okay, let me get in these questions as they sit now. I'm locking it down, or as Boogie would call it, Thunderdome. How did I become your favorite YouTuber so fast? I don't know. How did you become my favorite viewer just that quickly? You serve game as subscriber. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Any cool game accessories there? You know, Turtle Beach is here. Razor's here. There was other companies here. You know, I didn't see anything new. See, not everybody. You understand what CES is. It's not just the place where people are bringing out their emerging technologies and doing releases of brand new stuff. But it's where people are trying to get customers. Because a lot of people walking around here are just international distributors, they're business owners, and this is where everyone collaborates and starts getting business connections. CES is all about business connections. And so a lot of people here are simply here for the fact that they're trying to expose themselves to other companies and get people to buy their product. So it's not all new product. So I didn't see anything new from Turtle Beach. Razer, I already talked about their gaming console and their brand new laptop, their extremely overpriced laptop. Alright, I'm going to refresh here. 3, 2, 1. Alright, and since our resident celebrity in this stream is Boogie, I'm going to give Boogie an opportunity to ask one last question. And if he doesn't have one, then we are going to go ahead and say goodbye. And if you guys want to know what I saw today, you're going to absolutely have to watch the footage tonight. And there may be a chance that I won't even put up footage tonight and make you guys wait till the end of the show, because there is some of the coolest stuff I've seen in the show yet is all here. And just to give you guys an idea of how crowded it is. Oh, you guys aren't going to be able to see that. You guys aren't going to be able to see that. There's 150,000 people here. Can you hold that? 150,000 people at this conference. And I use a Logitech MX18. Oh, and that's another thing that really pissed me off, Boogie. I know you're still listening. I wanted to go check out Logitech, and guess what? It was private invite only. That really pissed me off, because you know how much I like Logitech products. I really wanted to see it. I wanted to go in there and see what was new, but no, I couldn't get in there, because it was closed to the public. Piece of shit. Yes, 150,000 people in at this conference. I have a feeling, though, that the coolest things I'm going to find at this conference are going to be in this hall, and I've only been in here for 3 hours or so. And I stood in line at Starbucks for 45 minutes. Because we actually overslept this morning. All of us did. There's 4 of us here. Alright, I don't see any questions from Boogie. I don't see anything else I want to answer. So, alright guys, that's been JayzTwoCents live coverage here at CES 2013. Yes, 150,000 non-public. This is all private invite. This is international, guys. Every country is here. And a quarter of Russia, or India. No, Asia. There we go. And for all of you guys who may have just joined through either of the retreats, make sure you follow me on Twitter, guys. I'm doing live Twitters. I'm doing live pictures, and I'm tweeting what I see as I go, so you guys don't have to wait only for the videos at the end of the day. Follow me on Twitter. Hit that follow button right now, and you guys will, as the stream ends, you guys will see immediately tweets going up, and I'm going to head right on over to Sony and some of these other major companies, and we're going to go ahead and just show you guys exactly what it is that they're bringing to public right here from CES 2013. That is it. I'm out of here. I hope you guys have enjoyed my coverage so far of CES. I'm going to keep it going. And I expect that you guys are going to hit that Twitter button, that follow button on Twitter. And if you don't, then I'm going to cry and I'm going to not ruin my devices because I'm going to go and get them coated with that waterproofing stuff. So see you guys later. Hope to see you soon.